me check real quick. All praises, all praises. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the sincere elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from. I want to give double honors to all the other elders, giving us that non-stop energy, because look where it's going, brothers. It's going day by day, getting stronger and stronger in the spirit. And we're seeing these prophecies going forth, and we're going to keep on pushing them because it's non-stop judgment here. Shalom Yakamoya, Yahweh Shem Yahshai Brakatah, and Shalom Malak Yahweh Shem Yahshai Brakatah. So he's going on and seeing that the judgment is going forth throughout this earth. And that's what the men of the Lord, that's why they have this, that's why the Lord has such a heavy spirit on brothers, because we're telling these places judgment. And we're seeing that the economy's falling. We're seeing that judgment is out all day, every day, and you just seeing that this place is through. So let's grab this. This is Jeremiah chapter 28. Salakia. I don't have it in that Bible, but I got it in this one. Chapter 28. Verse 7. Start off with 7. And nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thy ears, and in the ears of all thy people. So that's what the Lord asks us out on the street doing it. To speak in the ears of thy people. Make it plain upon tables. That judgment is going forth throughout the earth. And now we're seeing that these things are being manifest. I got a couple articles trying something new, you know, because it's a lot of things happening. You can't remember it all. So let's get something that, since you don't want to hear from the prophets, let's see what the other people have to say. Let's write in these articles that the prophets have been before me and before thee of all, both against prophesy both against many countries. Why? Because that's the Lord have put us the job to be watchmen, to tell them a prudent man foreseeth the evils. What's that? Bear with me. This one don't got Proverbs in it. Let me just grab it. Oh, Shalom, yeah, I was Master Yahweh Shem Yahshai Brakatah. Shalom, King. Always the brothers from the UK. Who else? This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. It's in two persons, so you should know. A prudent man foreseeth the evil. And so, being prudent into the Lord, understanding, what's that word prudent? Let's look into what the word prudent means. This is the etymology of prudent. Wise, discerning, judicial, with knowledge or deliberation, directly, and evolving and characterizing prudence. So being that, the root word for that, let's grab it. Prudent, forward to see. So what is the prophet supposed to be? Seers. Now, before they were called prophets, they were seers. So the prudent people, the forward to see beforehand, they perceive the evil. And what does it say? And hide himself. So that's what the Lord is doing. He's telling us, we're being seers, being men of the Lord, prophets, prophesying onto the nations and onto our people that evil is coming. and that you need to hide yourself from it. Because the prudent ones, the ones that can see it, they are. But the simple pass on, and they are punished. So that's what all these people are not getting in the word of the Lord. The ones that are just seeing going around this world, doing what's going on. When the economy's crashing, now all these, it's the DoorDash, it was down, and people were going crazy. I have one of those articles. People are going crazy, because I know many of people, males that make all this money that don't know how to cook. They never leave their house. They go straight from work, and that's how they save money, or they have DoorDash. So now when you have to go and get that food, you don't even know how to grocery shop. You don't know how to do any of that stuff, and now what you're going to do? You're going to be destroyed. That's what's going to happen. So back in Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, both against prophesied, both against many countries, who were prudent, for forced to see before, and against great kingdoms, so countries and great kingdoms, and right now we're prophesying against all these nations, every single one of them, because they're all going to fall, because we're making room for the kingdom of Israel. And if you're not about that, then that's on you. Of war and what's going on. Votsi, or whatever, the Wagner Group leader, whatever is it, he just got assassinated. Well, is it assassinated? He just got killed. Knowing that he was going against Russia. Just like, also, like India. India is also a part of it, and they've been causing issues in, pretty much in BRICS. So, because the rivalry with India and China. So you already know that the Lord is moving things that's going to happen. So he moved it that a mercenary that was against Russia was get killed. You thought Russia was just going to let that happen? They were being patient. That's why even when they were going attacking him, what they were doing, they let him go all the way to Moscow because they were going to flank him, and then he gave up. So this is what the Lord is putting forth. Because let me grab that. I don't have Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and as the rivers of water, he turneth whatsoever he will. And he made Russia kill the Wagner Group leader. Made him get, and now who are they gonna be against, or being a middleman inside Russia's politics? Nobody. Because now they don't know what's going to happen when you go against that. Strengthening that bear system. So back verse 8. God, let me grab this precept. Shalom Nakawam, Yahbashim Yashai Brakatah, and beautiful camp. Just got done watching it. Watch all you brothers' camps. It's beautiful. Brother Malak. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7. Be the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch onto prayer. So not going into these different philosophies. Going only in this word. Learning and getting better. Studying to show yourself approved. Being diligent to make your calling and election so. And that's being sober. And praying. Pray without ceasing. That's one of the shortest. No, the shortest one is Yahushai weep. That's the shortest verse. But the second shortest is pray without ceasing in Thessalonians. I'm going to just grab it real quick. So I already know Thessalonians, when you go to Edomites, that's always the worst scripture in everyone's book. That, Matthew's, especially the 24th chapter, Isaiah. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. I'm going to start at 16. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. So we're supposed to continuous pray, day by day, every situation you're going on to, because now we know, we see of the evil. We're prudent, and we foresee the evil. And how do you hide yourself? By praying onto the Lord, being onto what He's doing, having Him as a protector. What is that? This is Psalm chapter 27. But when you pray, for in time of trouble shall hide in my pavilion, and in the secret of my tabernacle shall hide me, and he shall set me upon a rock. So that's what praying without ceasing does. That the Lord is, I'll hide you in that aspect when all these great evils are coming upon the earth. But at the end of all things is at hand. The end of these empire, the heathen rulership to ever be on, it's at its end. Thus said the Lord. So continuing, prophesy against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So we're seeing a lot of evil going on this earth. We're seeing that now in LA, I think yesterday they were having an anti-LGBT protest. And you see the police beating these people right after a hurricane. They're just beating these guys up, doing all this stuff, a matter in LA. And what that's evil, first of all, because LGBT, that's just causing death. But now they're having police forms. Those people that are with their backs, they should be ashamed of themselves. And a pestilence. And look what's going on right now. They're bringing back the mandates. It's right now, it's someone across the that's wearing a mask. That's bugged out. And lockdown. They're bringing that back, and they saying that you should get your sixth consecutive booster. So what is that going to do? It's going to cause even worse, because you see what was going on, that people were starting to be unalive. People were suddenly fainting, going there, and it's a new one coming. Obviously, we know it's fake. Verse 9, the prophets was prophesied peace. Then when the word of the prophet shall come to pass. So see, the ones that saying that nothing's going to happen, you know, what is it called? I'm trying to think what it's called. I forgot the word. It starts with a P. But the ones that are saying that everything's going to be all right, that peace, everyone's going to just be love, that we're going to bounce back. Well, those people that are doing, they're going to be destroyed. That's not in which the prophets shall come to pass. So we see that the elders from all the way from One West days, all the way here, that it was going to be evils on the earth, and it had been multiplying and multiplying, closer and closer, people getting stronger and stronger, telling them that these evils, these lockdowns, these economy failures, all coming on this earth. And has it not? What's it called? The MOTB. They said it was the R144. They said it was the RFID. The RFID see it. And now look at what they're saying. They said, at the end of this year, or a little bit after, that before you leave, that you're going to have to have something implanted under your skin. Or you're going to have it. They're pushing forth this digital system. What is that saying? That it's true, that these prophets have been true to what the Lord has said. Then you know that he truly has sent them. So let's get into it. I got this article. Brothers, we put it on a chat, and I thought it was interesting. Trying something new. This is always, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be growing our repertoire, getting better at things. So I just thought this was interesting. Let's look at it. This is from Business. Hey, the U.S. government shutdown looks likely, and it shall hit stock and the economy, Goldman Sachs says. And it's came by who cares, Jennifer Saar, Markets Insider, 1 day ago. The U.S. government shutdown is more likely than not to happen in 2023. Goldman Sachs warns. The lawmakers have been sparring over the government spending, are likely to agree on a budget in time. But see, Biden just and I forgot who else did it. They said that they're gonna increase that debt limit all the way, increase and suspend it all the way to 2000. 2025. So after they did all that stuff, what did it happen? That now that it's going to have 500,000 jobs be taken away because they miscalculated. And it could be a headwind to stocks and economic growth, the bank says. The U.S. government looks on the track to shut down at the end of the month, that it shall set weighs on stocks and on economy, according to Goldman Sachs. And what is that saying? Let's get into these precepts. Because the Lord said, this is we speak for our learning process, and these things were said beforehand, prophesied beforehand. And that's how you know a prophet has been among us. So let's grab it. This is Ezekiel. Not Ezekiel, Salakia. Ecclesiastic. Chapter 12. Verse 3. And in that day, when the keepers of the house shall tremble. So the keepers of the house, who are those? These stock, Goldman and Sachs, what are they? Investment bankers. All these things. They shall tremble. They seeing that, more likely, and in this year, this month, that the government shutdown should happen. That is going to happen, that they're going to stop. And imagine all that. Now you can't trade stocks like they're trembling. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease because they are few. So now if you take 500,000 jobs from people, what will happen? Now, no jobs, because there's people growing. They said the population's growing every day. So that's why they're trying to have this, what's this biological weapon you to take so they can take away the population. But the Lord's having these people on the earth so they can be judged the way He wants them to be judged. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to finish it and I grab it. And the grind, because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened. Because it's about to happen. It's a bunch of evil is about to happen. When you don't have food, when you don't have jobs, when you don't have all that, what happens? It's a war, pestilence, it's civil war, which you're going to see that a lot. You're already seeing it in small increments about stupid stuff. So imagine with these spirits of vengeance on these people. So imagine when they have something really to fight about. Because when you take away a man's ability to work and a man's ability to feed his family, that's when problems go in. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the grinding shall be low. And the grinding shall be low. And he shall rise the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought down low. So that's why it's beautiful that the brothers be putting it on the chat. Really good music. Because now here, the mirth is going, everything's going. Everyone is just thinking about stupidity, worrying about. Now that's why it was a video of, and that's the second video that happened. There's another teacher that she got caught in the parking lot with methamphetamine, cocaine, all in the school parking lot, and got arrested. And there's another one drinking, so they can't even stand these monster of children, and that they know that now their teacher's salary won't mean anything. Because what are they saying? For the Generation Z and the millennials to retire, you're going to need $3 to $4 million, even if that's not going to happen, because America is going to fall very, very soon. Shalom, Kasad, Dye Garments, Badra, Yahba Shim Al Shai Brakatah. Shalom. So it's going to be a lot of slow singing. It's going to be a lot of evil going on this earth. Let me grab this. Grab it in this part. It's Isaiah. Chapter 19, verse 14. And the Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And he has caused each of the air and every work. So now their system, which was supposed to be, they always say that now they're trying to put forth a digital system. But look at what happened with DoorDash. That's a digital system of food process that you don't even have to do anything. You just order online. And it went down for that amount yesterday. It went down for, I forgot how long it went down, for a couple of hours. And people just lost their money and all this, lost their money. And then a lot of those workers lost the opportunity to work. And usually they have a shift. So, you know, when you first started and you're trying to make it in DoorDash or one of those things, they'll give you a shift until you do a certain amount of rides and have a certain amount of ranking. And if you don't, then you have to do shit or on the busy. So it happened at nighttime, so a more busier time. So they lost a amount of money. They lost the work day. So that perverse spirit is going to mix thereof. Now they're erring in everything they do. As a drunken man staggered in his vomit. You know, when you look at how when people are drunk, and when you look at when people are in an aspect of intoxication, that they can't move properly. They can't move like just at a straight line. Sometimes if they're too drunk, they have to be held up. And that's what they're doing right now. That's where all these other governments are trying to hold up Babylon the Great. But you can't. It's going to fall on the mix of Egypt, because this is a modern day Egypt. We came in this place for bondage. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt. It's not going to be no work for an Egyptian, no work for these Babylonians. Because if you take all those jobs, then now people are going to actually, when they start needing now people, because right now, a lot of people don't have to work because they have food stamps, they have SNAP, and all that stuff. And now look at that, they're taking them away unless you work. So now there's going to be more people going after the job, those small jobs. People that like the younger kids, the ones that live with their parents, and you're like 50 years old, 40 years old, and you still have to work, well, you're going to have your job taken by younger people. And then that's what's going to make you mad, because those are the ones that are going to be at war. But that's what the Lord did to our people. Look at what he did. He did the same thing. All those curses are being upon our enemy. Let me grab that real quick. And I get that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and all them that hate thee, which persecute thee. And so what is a curse that was put on against our people? Let's grab this. I'm gonna grab this first and I'll go into it. So the Lord did a number on our people. This is Haggai chapter 1, verse 6. Ye shall sow much and bring in little. Ye shall eat, but ye shall have not enough. Ye shall drink, and ye shall not be filled. So now, all these people taking their jobs, there won't be no work. You're gonna have to work harder for less money. You're gonna have hard. Because the only reason why some jobs get paid a lot is because it's a shortage of workers. But then now everyone's gonna do. Now, how many nurses do you think is gonna be when you can get a 6-man program, and that's the only how you're gonna be able to feed a family? You know how Issachar gets down, or like all these heathen get down. They're gonna all do it. So, and they're all live in the same house, and it's not even gonna take that. They're gonna do that and bring in nothing. You're gonna be thirsty, never satisfied. Ye shall clothe, but not be warm. Ye shall earn wages to put in a bag with holes. So that money's gonna go like that, because food is gonna be so expensive that you're not gonna be able to afford it. Let's grab that real quick. Hey, Shalom Nathanya, Bashim Al-Shah Brakatah, Shalom Kabar, Shaw. I seen your lesson yesterday, camp yesterday, Bashim Al-Shah Brakatah. Let me grab this real quick. Because look at what the Lord did to our people, and as he's doing to Egypt. And now you see it, that the Lord said he was going to put these curses on us, on our enemies. This is Isaiah chapter 3. Bear with me. Let me see where to start. I'm going to start at 5. I'm going to start at 4. And I will give children to be thy princes. So as how he took down he said that these young people are going to be against the enemy. And look at now, that rebellious Egyptian against, it's a lot of the older generation to the younger generation. Look at Gen Z on these Egyptians. They're like, Gen Z are these, a new one, but they're not going to make it. They call it Alpha. But Gen Z, these guys is bugged out. They got blonde hair, blue hair. They don't want to work. They're all about alternative lifestyle, and they're supposed to, and they're outnumbering these people. Babes shall rule over them. The curses, as what happened to us, is being upon our enemies. Because this what happened to us. Because this was talking about us, but now it's going on our enemies. And all the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, every neighbor by his neighbor. The children shall behave himself proudly against the ancient. And look at it. None of the, especially these young monsters. That's why that teacher had to drink right before she, because these monsters they are causing headaches. They don't listen. They don't do nothing. The ancient has told us, and those are the ones that's supposed to bring forth wisdom. That's what Esau Edom has brought forth, because this is what the Lord can do to a nation, and this is what he's doing. And the base against the honorable. So look at what happened in TikTok influencers now. Just as in our day, how they were going against TikTok influencers, they have an opinion. They can go to someone that has a degree, even if it's an Esau's degree. They're really combating them, and they're going and trying to be influencers, saying that, hey, global warming and all this shit, even if it's against what the experts say. When a man shall take hold of his brother in the house, saying, thou hast clothed, be our ruler, and let the ruin be under our hands. And in that day he shall swear and say, I will not be a healer, for our house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. Hey, what's up? Oh, thank you. You guys want to answer a couple questions? You guys want to answer a couple questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm out here preaching because...
Wait, aren't you Aiden's uncle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, do you guys see yourself on this sign? Like
Ranked?
yeah, like race?
Oh, yeah.
What race are you? Like, as your father, huh? Neither? So you would be a Gadite. That's your father? You'll be a Gadite. Like, so, I'm out here, and do you see yourself?
I'm a Mexican.
You would be a Issachar. So, right now, I'm out here preaching because the Lord is coming. You see that everything's happening. We just had a hurricane. When has California ever had a hurricane? They said 84 years ago. That never happened. So I'm out here preaching because the Lord is coming very, very soon. And if we don't get right as a people, then what's going to happen to us? We'll be destroyed. But the Lord said we are going to get right. So he's looking for his elect so they can hear this word and they can revert, like to repent and revert back to our old ways. Because in our old days, we used to be kings. Like right now, you'd be already worrying about how to rule your land, following your father, doing all that stuff. But what do we have now? Nothing. That's what, because the Lord did that to us. He caused that to us because our disobedience. Let me grab something. Because we're in our land of our captivity. We all, the so-called Mexicans, they were in slavery too. And the Gadites, they were in slavery too. So let me grab something. Oh yeah, and I heard Aiden got suspended. What do you do?
Yeah, it was me and him and some other kid. We was bullying the girl. Well, we weren't bullying her. We just called her like suicide squad.
Oh yeah.
And he just went too far.
Yeah.
You can kill yourself. Yeah.
You know, that's good, man. But it's whatever. Like, that's how, you know, it's understandable. That's another thing. but let me grab this. This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. So I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, so our people are hard-headed. In the land of our captivity, isn't this the land of our captivity? And when we're in slavery here, they shall remember themselves, and they shall know that I am the Lord God, for I am them. But okay, guys, I see that your parents gone. But all right, man, just get right, like, just continue this, because the Lord is coming back, and just pray. Let me grab some of these. Shalom Shahar. Let me see. Grab some of these precepts. Shalom, Yonathan. Hold on. Let me grab it out here. This is Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 8 from the Gabar Shah, Shalom God. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit you. You trust in lying words. And that's what our people have been. They have been trusting in Esau Edom word, or trusting in any other nation, those words, and they're not benefiting us. What did America do for the so-called black, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans? All it has did was destroy us, put us in situations that are not good for us. Like they saying that, hey, you can just love is free, alternative lifestyles. That they saying that that the women and men are equal, which women have a beautiful job, but they're not equal to a man of the Lord. And look what that has bring. They have taken the father out the house. They have caused our children to be completely monsters because they need a father in the house. And when they don't have fathers in the house, because you're talking about my little nephew, you hear what he was saying? Like, why you guys suspended from him? That's what that brings forth, because he didn't have a father in his house. But then we took him in. So Yahweh Shimi Al-Shabrakatah. This is Shalom Yonathan Yahweh Shimi Al-Shabrakatah. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 22. And all of a sudden, the sown places shall appear unsown. So those sown places, like, which is the Walmarts. Now, if it's no jobs, who are going to be stacking the store? Because not everybody can be a truck driver. They're making it harder and harder. So, and you see what they're increasing gas prices. They're seeing that what they're doing with the economy, with Saudi Arabia going with the BRICS, trying to apply for the BRICS, or all these Middle Eastern countries and African countries that are going, is the fuel prices, especially when the dollar crashes, is going to be harder and harder, that they're not going to be able to fill your stores. And you see what happened when one national disaster, they empty the stores out here. So this is what that's going to bring. And the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. I'm going to finish that. This is verse 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound which every man heareth, and they shall be suddenly afraid. So like when the hurricane sound or all stuff, or the sound that we're doing outside of the thing. We're making this trumpet. And at that time shall friends fight against one like an enemy, and the earth shall stand in fear of those that dwell therein, and the springs of water shall stand still, and 3 of them shall not run. But look at, one friend shall fight against another. Let me grab that real quick, because they're making these Babylonians be against each other. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian. So a man's foe shall be his household, and then a Babylonian against a Babylonian, because our people are in that Babylonian state of mind. So now they're Egyptians. Now there are. And look at what now they're doing. They're seeing these LGBT people going against the Bible Belt. You're seeing these Trumpers, which is Trump just just turned himself in, or about to turn himself in. What do you think it is if those charges get done that he just challenged the election, which we're supposed to? They're going to keep saying we bear up. They're going to continuously put those Bill of Rights in their head, like they say, bear arms. Why do they have the Second Amendment? If the government feels oppressive, that they can fight themselves. And now they're trying to take away their weapons. That's going to be a war against these people, or against this nation. And they shall fight one against his brother and one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what is going to happen. And now you're going to see just war everywhere. You're going to see rebellion. This is Psalms chapter 12, verse 7. For their oppressor, they oppress the poor for the sighing of the needy. Now I will rise, said the Lord, and I will set him in a safety from him that putteth at him. So that's what the Lord said. So the ones that are trusting in the Lord, those ones that foresee the evil and praying without safety, they're going to be protected. Because they know the Egyptian's not going to do anything for you. And it's going to be towards your shame. Because what does it say in Isaiah the 30th chapter? I just told you. It shall be for your shame. And the words of the Lord are pure words, and silver tried in the furnace of earth purified 7 times. And that's meaning is nothing's going to do. They're pure. I mean, what 7 times is no dross in it. Everything the Lord says is going to come to true. Everything. His words will not come out void. Everything. You know that if the Lord said he was going to do something, so trusting in him is very important. Because he said it's going to do nothing, you're not going to be able to do nothing about it. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it. So the Lord said it's going to do what he pleases, and it's his good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And he said that we're going to be protected, isn't it? And it's going to be, and he said it, it's his words. The Lord's words are pure as silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times, a complete amount of time. That means it's going to happen. Then shalt thou keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from their generation forever. And the wicked shall walk on every side when the vile man is exalted. And so now, look at now. Esau, Edom, our people see that Esau, Edom is God. Esau, Edom is the greatest on earth. That's what some of our people, especially the northern kingdom, that they just think that no, he can't do no more, and he's exalted, and that's why. Let's grab it. Everybody's mourning. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And our people chose this. A lot of our people, they even said it just back in the ancient days. That's why the Lord said, no Greek nor Jew. Let's grab it. This is 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. And in those days went out Israel, wicked men, the ones that were exalted in these horrible ways of going on to the heathen, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have much sorrow. So this is what, and now now Esau, Edom's ways are exalted, and now that's why we're through, and now that's why the Lord is putting these plagues upon this earth. Deuteronomy 30. I read it again from the brother Nakawam. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. So now you're seeing all the things that are going on, that now they shall hate the ancient. So you see a lot of the Democrats are usually younger men, or younger females mostly, or like they say Jake, but Jake is getting out of that thing. Now it's their problem. And now that curse that the Lord put on us is going on them in Isaiah the 3rd chapter, and Zechariah the 11th chapter. All these things that causing a nation to fall, because if it's no work on Egypt or is certain people and jobs, how can it stand? Let me grab that. This is Sirach chapter 38. It actually starts at 27, but I'm gonna just read 27, and you can read down on your own time. So every carpenter and every wordsmith and laborer night and day, that they cut the grave seals and are diligent to make great variety, give themselves counterfeit imagery, which shall work. And the smith also by availeth. Just saying that all these workers do all this stuff, so they're busy. They have to live a living. But when these people are not, let me grab verse 32. Without these cannot a city be inhabited? They shall not dwell within. They will or nor go up or down. Because without those things, what happens? Because when you have a lot of free time, you can get wise. So Esau, Edom, they used to have a bunch of free time, so they can study. That's how they became wiser than Daniel. But now those curses are getting upon them. And now none of these people, and they're taking these jobs away. So how can this city stand? This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35, from the brother Gabar. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. So this is why that's why our people doing these violent attacks, even if it's beautiful and I like it, is when I see girls are jumped. But the Lord, it belongs vengeance. The Lord is upon them. They are already fallen. Egypt, you see what's happening to all these nations. You see what's happening to Babylon. It's a laughing stock. Look at Biden. As the judges, so are the people. And look at Biden. He is a complete joke. They say he's the worst president, but he is the amalgamation of what Esau, Edom is. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon thee make haste. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 15, from the same brother. The word of the Lord came against me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick. And what is that talking about? This is talking about these the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. One stick. And one stick, and write upon it from Judah, which is the southern kingdom. And the children of Israel have his companion, then take another stick. So the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom bringing back together, being in the land of their north. We grab that real quick. Jeremiah. This is my favorite one. 3, verse 18. And in those days, the house of Judah shall stand with the house of Israel, the southern and northern kingdom. And now we're in those days. We're in those days that now we're being back united against one common enemy because of the Spirit of the Lord, as what he just said. Back in the verse 16, moreover, thou, son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companion, that take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. And that also, he was going to put that spirit on us. If you go 2-3 verses before that, he's going to put a spirit and wake us up in the land, just as in Revelation. This is 2nd Ezra. Well, I'm going to finish this real quick. And in those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto their fathers. So this is what we're going to do. And we're seeing our enemies fall. And it's a beautiful thing. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 31. And one shall undertake and fight against another, one city against a city, one place against a place, and one against another, and one realm against another. So now everything. You think the Lord came to bring peace on the earth? But division. He came to bring a sword. So everyone's going to be, all the way from the smallest, when one people, a man's foe shall be his household, to a city of just little small things. Just like you guys thought and joked about us, we were fighting over a color. Well, you guys are going to be fighting over meager stuff like food. Well, that's not meager, but just stupid stuff. You guys are fighting over was basically a color, Republican and Democrat, because you guys are the same thing. You guys believe pretty much the same stuff, other than our tentative lifestyles and how much money they should be paying in taxes. That's pretty much it. You guys are the same. One against another. One realm against another. One realm. So now the fourth dimension and the third dimension is the Lord is coming to fight this place, and they shall be broken without hand. This is Psalm chapter 91 from the brother Shahar of Judah, chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So what's that secret place? Which the Lord, there's mysteries that he has put upon us. The understanding of the scriptures, that secret. And if you abide under them, having this knowledge, you're going to be protected. You're not going to be able to be put down. They won't even be able to, no evil shall touch you. You're going to be delivered from all those troubles. Thus said the Lord, who that abide in them. So let's go back into it. Because this civil war, I'm going to get it in the CSV. See, that one people against another, all this stuff. What happens when a nation goes into civil war? I get in the NLT. This is Mark chapter 3, verse 24 in the NLT. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And now look at, when you take away jobs, when you take away food, when all these things happen, you cause people to be against each other. When the soul places shall be unsold, and all these things, you cause people to start hating one another. You start having them now with every little difference, because if you ever been hungry, I used to wrestle. If you ever been hungry, you get irritated real fast. Our brothers that fast, like especially a long period, you get irritated a little bit faster. You start taking a little bit of stuff. So these little things. Now a person that's hungry, that hasn't worked for a very long time, that now has health issues and they can't get their medicine, now tell them about, and they're not with LGBT or they're not with Biden Trump being going to jail, or they're not with Biden being their president, what are you think they're gonna be in civil war, and they're gonna start killing each other? Because that's what you have to, Esau, they made a lot of narcissists, or a lot of these people. And when you're in that state of mind, you have to make other people feel that pain you're feeling. So when people are divided in that civil war, similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. In the house of Esau, they're feuding one another from another. And all the wicked of our people, they're fighting against. All these people are going to fight, but our house is going to be in order? Whose house is going to be in order? Because this is the Lord telling us to do that. Let me grab this. Because we're going to get strong. Let's grab that. This is 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul, and this is talking about the wicked of our people. But you're going into if a house is splintered, so they're splintered against each other, and then Esau, Edom is splintered. But this is talking about our people mostly. But the house of David, Salakia. But the house of David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker, because they're splintered against each other. They're splintered against each other, and Esau, Edom's house, and all the other nations' houses are getting. But the house of David is getting stronger and stronger. And what are they going to be? Once the Lord puts them, they're going to be like as God. Let's grab that. This is Zechariah chapter 12, verse 8. Zechariah 12, verse 8. And in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them shall be as David. So I'll go into the 91, the ones that go in the shadow of the Lord's, let me grab it. And he that dwelt in the secret places of the Most High, and abide under the Almighty, what is they going to be? Even the feeble among them shall be as David. And David was a superhuman being that can break a rod with his arm, that can jump over fortresses. And remember, we were bigger back in those days, and we were stronger, so we could build better structures. If you don't believe us, tell Esau Edom to build the pyramids to this day. They can. And the house of David shall be as God, and the house of the angel, and as the angels of the Lord before them. So that's what the Lord is doing. He's causing their house to be splintered, putting these curses upon our enemies, and even the enemies of our people, because the house of Saul is the enemies against the house of David. So back in Mark 3, verse 25 in the NLT, similar. Family splintering by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is divided and fight against himself, how can he stand? How he would never survive. Let me illustrate this further. Who is powerful enough to enter into a house of a strong man like Satan and plunder his good? Only someone even stronger. Someone who could tie him up and then plunder his house. So this is what's happened. So this is why you see all these things, and they're against each other. And they're tied up, and the Lord is strengthening the house of David. And we're about to take their spoil. The Lord is about to come and destroy these people. They're about to come, and we're about to have all their riches. As soon as they fill their belly, they're going to vomit it, and we're going to take all and plunder them. Let me grab this real quick. I wanted to bring this out. Let me grab this. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, because now we understand that how it's going to do is World War III. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with fire and fuels. Thank you. God bless you too. With burning and fuels of fire. So, you know, everyone, when you would have a war and all that stuff, there would be besiegements and all that stuff. They would fight, have sword fights and all that stuff. And even to World War I. But now this one's going to be complete with fire, fuels of nuclear bombs, explosions, those what's it called? What is it called? Kamikaze drones. But on the point, for unto us a child is born, and unto his a son was given, and a government shall be upon his shoulders. Who is that talking about? And he shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. So the Lord is going to come, and he's going to cause these nuclear bombs to fall upon these people, and they're going to destroy them. And they're going to already be completely destroyed and tied because they're fighting and destroying themselves. Because the Lord's putting those curses upon them. And of the increase of his government peace, there shall be no end. And upon the throne of David, the house of David, that has to be stronger and stronger in these days, increasing, and upon the kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice, for henceforth even forever the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. And all the people shall know, even Ephraim and the inhabitants of Samaria, and they shall in their pride stoutness of heart. And the bricks are fallen down, but we will build with a huge stone. And this is going into something else. Let me drop down. But what is so with Biden? Let's go to this, because they said this was talking about our people, but the curses are being upon them. So I'm gonna just grab this and I'm gonna end off. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that lead them to destruction. So Edom's leaders they're getting prouder and prouder, and causing them to now get immaculated, now causing them to be in a civil war, now causing them to destroy as our nation, started from our king, Yahushua, the King of Kings, and in the house of David, our other king, Yahweh Shemel Shai, getting stronger and stronger through the power of Yahweh Yahushua. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, the Wadi Yahweh Shemel Shai, and a Shalom.